A lot of realtors are walking this way, and I'm just going to ask if they know how to house homeless veterans. Do you know how to house homeless veterans?
No,
No,
Okay.
I sadly do not.
I do not, but I would love to learn.
I do not.
I do not, but I would like to know how.
The answer to that is no.
No. Do you know how to house homeless veterans?
not.
I do not.
Do you know how to house a homeless veteran?
He's a veteran and he would be
Come
homeless
here.
if I did not house.
Oh, look at that.
Okay. We're here at the Capitol, Illinois State Capitol. This is the lobby day for Realtors. And I did make an announcement on the bus about my 3-hour course that I wrote to teach Realtors how to work effectively with a homeless veteran. Just because the veteran is homeless doesn't mean they don't have resources to use to get housed or to get anything else they need, because they do. But how do you get to those resources to help that homeless veteran get housed? I've got the class, and it'll be out soon. Oh, I need 3 roses. Anybody can give me 3 roses. That would be great. So TikTok gives you these flash challenges. I'm like, they want to see you got some love on your page. So I need 3 roses. But anyway, I want to thank everyone for joining me once again this evening for a session on veterans, homeless housing, advocacy work, and just learning how to do what you say you want to do. A lot of people say, I want to house homeless veterans, but how do you actually do that? And I just want to come on and share with you how I've been able to house homeless veterans for the greater part of 22 years and stay in the market as a realtor. You know, sometimes realtors have it real hard trying to pin down a market, trying to break into a market, and housing providers too. And that's what we'll be talking about today. I've serviced thousands of I ain't gonna say thousands and thousands, but it's been anywhere between 600 to 1,000, could be more because I would have 1 or 2 here and there of landlords and property owners. And these property owners and landlords, they had, I'm going to read the letters to you, so I don't even want to jump the gun. But today's focus, and if you want to get something to write with and write on, that would probably be best, because when I come on, I don't like just talking about stuff that you cannot use. I want to talk about stuff that you can use. But in order for you to use it, you actually have to know what it is and then pick it up and physically use it. So, and I am going to be off of here at the top of the hour. I already have people coming in saying stuff. Let me see what you got to say here. Irene Logan, hey, thanks for the love. Thanks for the hearts and the roses. Boss up. Hey, Jermaine McCall, thanks for joining today. I just emailed you. I'm so proud of you and your brother. I don't know what to do. And let me know when you get those publications. I don't have one. I don't have that one, the one that I suggested to you, but it's this one right here. Hold on, let me get it so you can see it. It's this one right here, A Guide to Veteran Shared Living Models. And it also talks about HUD-VASH and SSVF funding, and we'll get into that. And how do you actually get funded when you have your veteran shared living model? Well, my suggestion is to find your funding sources before you say you are launching, because you can't launch without the participants to your program. And I've had a lot of people contact me asking me for my suggestion. Don't do that. You can ask me for a consultation to help you reverse where you started, because you start backwards and now you have to play catch up in meeting all of these organizations that actually have the funding to pay for these veterans to be in your veteran shared living model, whatever that is. And I can't tell you what type of model to create. That's for you to decide. But the book that I have for you will definitely help you decide that. So you can go to my bio, you can click like and share. Oh, wow, I got more comments. Y'all are coming in real fast. Okay, hold on. That's the next one on our list. So which one did you get this time, Jermaine? And then, okay, somebody here is saying, hello, Yvette. Well, hello, boss Francisco. Thanks for jumping on. I'm glad I sent that email out because I have been inundated with a whole lot of other stuff. What's the biggest challenge veterans face when securing housing today? The public not knowing what to do to help them. So the biggest challenge is you. But we're going to talk about that. How can local realtors better support homeless veterans? We're going to talk about that too. But for the most part, for realtors need to go to my bio, and you can share this with them, Jeffrey. Go to my bio and get this book right here. This is a realtor's blueprint, navigating the path. The veterans helping veterans navigate the path from homelessness to home ownership. You see the title. I just move the words around, but that's what realtors need to do. Go get the book, because one thing you're not going to get from me is me reading to you, or anybody for that matter. And then we have another comment here. Powerful topic. Thank you for serving those who served us. You're welcome, Lori Todd, and you can too, my dear. The third edition, Vets Buying Real Estate. Okay, so that's for you and your brother. I bought the book. It's great. I have not finished it. All right. I need you to actually, Elaine, do I have your I need your first, last name, email address, and phone number so I could put you in my, here, let me go ahead and put my website here. So you can do that now, because I am having a master class, and this is what we're going to talk about tonight: is how do you put your, oh, wait a second, hold on, that's not my website. How do you put your desires to wanting to help house veterans into profit mode? Because I know, some people think this is a not-for-profit, that you have to house veterans under a not-for-profit, or you don't make any money off of housing homeless veterans. Well, yeah, you do. This is a benefit from the federal government. And this is the book right here that talks to you about what this benefit is that we're going to talk about tonight. So veterans receive, I want to attend. Okay, then you have to sign up when I send the email. Good, I want you to attend. So this right here, and I want y'all, if you're in my group, I sent you a link so you can download this book. Because this book talks to you on page 67 about starting on page 65, homelessness assistance and prevention. So when you get the book, just go to page 65, and this book is the federal benefits for veterans, dependents, survivors, and caregivers. And if you go to va.gov/get started, you can download this book as a PDF, print it out, and put it in your binder and read it. Because you're saying you want to start veteran housing, you need some programs. You need to know what those programs are. So you need to know what benefits there are that a veteran could apply for and essentially get approved for. And those federal benefits are found in this book. In addition to that, this book again talks about homelessness. So if homelessness is in the federal guideline book, then it must be a benefit that uh, homeless veterans can apply for and receive, right? Well, you got to read about it because it talks to you and tells you how these programs work. But that's it. You still have to dig more in finding the program. But don't worry, don't fret. That's where I come in. So this talks about homeless veterans for their dental community resource and referral center. And that's where I was. Hold on, let me get the book. I like to show and tell. So that's where I took my team every single month at the VA CRRC. Oh, wait a second. I got a picture for y'all over here. Okay. Okay. That's it. The Jesse Brown VA CRRC. And guess what, guys? The CRRC is in this federal benefits book that veterans could apply for. And as you see, they can come to the CRRC physical office as they were coming, as my team and I conducted veteran housing and home buying workshops, along with credit, wealth building, um, um, insurance, some of everything. They learned everything that they could access from the federal book and also within the community as well. So now you're saying you want to help house homeless veterans, right? But you don't know where the money is. So this book talks to you about the money that's in the community. And the money that's in the community is on page 67. And that's what we're going to cover tonight. How do you, I'm not going to tell you exactly step by step how you're going to do it because there's no step by step in how you're doing it. If you're new, first of all, you got to get from behind your computer screen because working in the veterans community is we got to see you. We have to see you. We have to get to know you. Then we can put our trust in you by the works that you've done. That's how you get into the veterans community, not just sending emails and letters and phone calls. I mean, if you do that, you got to back it up with, hey, I'm knocking on your door. I'm who I say I am on those emails and those letters and phone calls. And this is what I have for the veterans community. So come on and take a look. Okay, hold on. What link to what? I haven't sent a link out. So what I need you to do, Boss Francois, is send me an email with, I have your name, your email address, and phone number, and I'll put you on that. Oh, here's a link right here that you could use. Here, go ahead and use that link because it'll have you register in my CRM. And then I'll invite you to it. Yes. What is the name of the federal book is VA, Choose VA Federal Benefits, but just write down the website, va.gov/get started, GETSTARTED, get started, and download this book. And this is just one. This is just a federal. It's just the federal book. All right. When I tell y'all veterans have so many benefits, we do. This book is full of benefits that veterans could be submitting applications to and going to sit down with people and getting those benefits. And then I'm going to tell y'all how I have been able to put all of this together for over 22 years and remain steadfast in the community for all of those years, housing homeless veterans to home ownership. Homeless through their transition, because some of them had to go to transitional housing, through their rental, that's permanent housing, and then to becoming a homeowner or an investor and a business owner. Been doing that with veterans over 22 years, and it has been phenomenal. And people always say, Yvette, my colleague realtors, Yvette, and this is the book for them. Okay. Yvette, how do you get paid? I mean, what? I get a commission just like everybody else who is a licensed realtor. I get a commission as a realtor housing homeless veterans and helping organizations set up their programs and enhancing their programs and getting their programs off to a great start. Because who do you need? You need veterans to fill your programs. So if you have a program, all right, let me grab the money. This is money green right here. This where I keep all the money right here. So housing homeless veterans, it takes money. You're not gonna you're not gonna create housing and not have funding, or if you create housing and you don't have funding, now you got to go back to the starting gates. You just can't come jumping out saying, "Ooh, look at my house. I'm ready for people. I'm ready for veterans to come." Where are they coming from if you don't even know where the money is? What type of housing are you creating for these homeless veterans? I see some questions over there. But what type of housing are you creating for homeless veterans? Because that will determine where your funding can come from. So anybody can answer that question. What type of housing? What type of housing? What type of housing do you want to create for homeless veterans? I don't care about those questions. How do veterans themselves shape these housing solutions? What type of housing do you want to create for homeless veterans? Let's start right there because the money is already in the community. We have HUD VASH, which HUD VASH is a federal benefit on page 67 of the VA/Get Started book. It is on page 67, Housing and Urban Development Veterans Affairs Supportive Housing HUD VASH program. This collaborative program pairs HUD Housing Choice Voucher, which is this is the one for Chicago, with VA case management and supportive services. Think about that. Write that down. So HUD VASH, this voucher right here, which pays the rent, subsidize the rent for homeless veterans. It's HUD and the VA management and supportive case management and supportive services. So the services are designed to help homeless veterans and their families obtain permanent housing and access to health care, mental health treatment, and other supports necessary to help them improve their quality of life and maintain housing over time. That's this right here. And this is what pays for a veteran to live in your rental unit. Then you have homeless providers grants and per diem program. That's the GPD. The grant per diem program allows VA to award grants to community-based organizations to create transitional housing programs with wraparound supportive services to assist vulnerable veterans move into permanent housing. Those are federal funds that over the past 22 plus years as a realtor, I knew where to go get that money from to house over 5,000 homeless veterans. HUD Vash was one of them. So now you have HUD Vash. Was that download for sale? No, that's a free download. This book right here, this is a free download. This is our federal benefits, Jermaine. You can go get this for free. All right, so write it down because I said it 3 or 4 times. va.gov/get started. Write it down and go and download this book. I want to create a program with supportive services, which includes, okay, that's good. So this is the book that you need. Didn't you already say you have the book? You got to read it because this book walks you step by step. And also there's a video. Hold on, let me tell TikTok what I'm doing over here. My bad. That's the book right here. So you have the book, and the book walks you through your programs. You got to read it. That's what you want to do. You have to read it. And that's not the only thing you're going to need. Okay, let me see. Let me see. Put that. I want to create a program. It's not just one. Oh God, are you in my group yet? I need your email address and your full first and last name and phone number. So send that to me. Okay, I have that from the VA. Didn't know it could be, yes, it could be downloaded. Download it and print it out. Okay, let me see. Yes, I just bought. Okay, good. So now you just got to read it. And then make sure you send me that because I sent out 2 emails today that will be going out again in a couple days to a safe place for my veteran. Let me see. A safe place, safe space. Yes, 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 it is. Yes, it is. So, yes, so I shared much, much more. I was asking, let me see. I was asking, answering your question. It's repeating. Oh, okay. Okay. So yeah, read that book. This is, 2 chapters in this book right here. Literally, I cried. I cried on 2 chapters because I read something today on LinkedIn from someone who said, you know how you turn your pain into passion and to help others because this is something that you've survived. You've come out of it, so now you're capable of going back to helping others come out of it. So that's what I do. I have been in the confines of the VA for the greater part of 20 plus years. And that's me hosting workshops. Let me show y'all workshops at the VA, at the vet centers. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is the vet centers. Yeah, at the vet centers, at city colleges, at municipalities. So right here, that's at Harold Washington College, and that's at the Forest Park Vet Center. I was at Forest Park Vet Center for 13 years and conducted 200 workshops and housing fairs at one vet center in 13 years. Relentless because we have so many veterans who need everything. And the information that I brought to the VA with my team that was not in our communities, if you know what I mean. So here's a picture right here. This picture right here, over here, right, with that you're seeing right here, is a 4-part series at Harold Washington College. And we did that like, I think 3 years in a row, something like that. So, oh my God, we look, if this is something you really want to do, you really have to learn. Uh-oh, let me get this picture off of here. So let's get into how a little bit of how the money looks. Let's put it that way. Let's talk about how the money looks. So we already know, I told y'all some money that's in this book that's called HUD VASH. That's your Section 8 voucher. That's money that a veteran can use to supplement their housing. They can also use grants that have been awarded to organizations in our communities nationwide. And that's what this paperwork is right here. This is $818 million in grants that have already been awarded to 235 organizations on August 27th. And then the government said, we got so many requests for grants, and we still have all of these homeless veterans, and their programs sound amazing, and we think they can get the job done. So let's go ahead and award an additional $84 million to an additional 176 organizations. My suggestion to you all who say you want to do veterans housing, find the money first. Find out what programs are already there and how you can blend in, thank you. Let me see what you say. Um, yes, Miss Yvette, you are a testimony of God's faithfulness. Thank you for being the forerunner. Thank you for the books to guide us. Oh, it is certainly my pleasure. It is truly, truly my pleasure. Um, and then I'm going to tell y'all what some money is. So I got to this point, being boots on the ground in the VA, at the vet centers, at city colleges, at um, Prairie State College, other outside colleges out of Chicagoland, out on the outskirts, Cook County Corrections, Metropolitan, I just say the federal prison, but it's the Metropolitan Correctional Facility downtown Chicago, because we have veterans who are being um, not terminated. They're being not discharged, but I forgot the word. They're being released from incarceration, but they still need somewhere to go. The veterans who I would talk to while I was doing my presentation there, they wouldn't even let my team up. I had to tell them everything. I'm like, okay, I got y'all. Because I have it in the book. I wrote a book. So they all got a book. They didn't get this one because I didn't go up to that year. They got the second version. That's the second version, the old me. I got the new me on the back of my new book. So, but anyway, they need some place to land safely and softly. Why do they have to get paroled? No, they weren't paroled. They were released. They weren't on parole. They were released. Were they still on parole? The one in Cook County, those were the ones who were still on parole. And they had to live in a halfway house or transitional housing that was in the community. Yes, released. So we have the parolees from Cook County Corrections, and then we have the veterans who are being released from incarceration. And I don't know if they were on parole or because I just talked to them while they were still incarcerated. So I would go to the federal prison and they would still have on their uniforms. And I would go in, a guard and a social worker, and we're just talking. I'm a veteran, they're a veteran. I didn't feel any fright or hostility or nothing like that. They were so grateful that somebody actually took the time to come up there and talk to them about how to get housing and where to look when you get out of here. Because the social workers who are there and the case managers, they don't know. Some of these veterans are going back downstate Illinois. Some were going out of state. They didn't know how to find housing when they got there. And that's where I came in. So let me see what you got to say, young lady. One is jail, one is prison. Uh-huh. Yep, exactly. Cook County Jail and the federal prison. I was at both of them. But I could never take pictures, so that's why I don't have any pictures in the books. But let me tell you, so over 22 years as a realtor, and I've been a realtor now since 1996, and I found the homeless veterans community just out working, housing homeless people. I started housing emancipated youth. They were also under programs because somebody has to pay for these people to live somewhere. Then I started housing seniors, and then miraculously I met a homeless senior in a wheelchair. I'm like, hot damn, where you come from? Are there more of you? So I'm going to read the letter that's in this book. So whenever y'all buy my books, y'all going to read some letters. And I just want to read to y'all where this money comes from and how you get paid when you say you want to house homeless veterans. So somebody has to get this money, this $819 million and that $84 million. But if you don't know who's getting the money, then you don't know who's paying for these veterans when they come to you. You don't even know where to get these veterans from. And that's the problem a lot of you are having when you build your veterans housing and you're like, okay, it's like that movie, Field of Dreams. I'm going to build it and they will come. Well, no, they're not. And then if they do, yes, oh no, you did it the backwards way. And it's okay. It's okay. But you still have work to do. And it's not going to be quick work. I'm just letting you know now. So the organization that I work with in 2015 is Access Living. And this book is what we're talking about right now. Hold on, let me go get it. This book is Collaborative Housing Solutions for Homeless Veterans. And it's written for social workers, case managers, human care professionals, first responders, so that they can stop turning homeless veterans away when they come to their office. So now a lot of people say, I've been calling the social workers and they never call me back, or they don't have any homeless veterans that need help. How is that possible, Yvette? And we have so many homeless veterans because it's not their job. And that's for real. It's not their job. It's not their job to keep a list of homeless veterans just so they can call you up and tell you they have a homeless veteran who is receiving funding from one of these programs like Thresholds because they received over $2 million to pay for their transitional housing. Well, first of all, if they haven't done an intake, if they don't even allow them to do an intake, or if they do an intake and they don't qualify for HUD-VASH and they don't have enough time to help them find any place else, then they're being sent back out. So again, it's not their job. However, what I teach social workers to do is give it an extra 5 minutes so that it can become a part of their job. It's not taking anything away from their daily duties in helping homeless veterans, because all of this money that's in the system is it's not simple to get to, and it's not simple to use if you don't know where it is. And some of these social workers don't. They don't. Some just, it's a lot of work on people, put it that way. It's a lot of work on social workers. And that's why I wrote these books, so that you can learn how to find the money in your city and your state. So Maryland, I got a question over there. Maryland, there's an organization in Maryland, Project Please. They received over $4 million. And what is this money for? housing and housing counseling, healthcare, financial planning services, childcare, legal assistance, and transportation. But how do you access that money as a provider, as a transitional housing provider for homeless veterans? Y'all got so much to learn. And the best learning, I would say, is to get my books. I put everything in these books, everything that I've been doing over 22 years. So let me read what Access Living said back in 2015. This is for you who say you want to do transitional housing. Access Living is one of the organizations that receive funding to pay for transitional housing, in some cases for permanent housing. You just have to know what the organization's money is used for and how can you tap into it as a provider. That's what you got to learn. So Access Living said this: it is, to whom it may concern, it is my great pleasure to write this letter of recommendation for Miss Yvette Jones. Although I am no longer working in the housing field, in the past I did have the pleasure of working with Miss Jones in our effort to find housing for those people with disabilities who were homeless or in housing that was not affordable nor accessible to them. I can state with confidence that she is a motivated and responsible person with a high degree of integrity. As such, I expect that she will be a very positive addition to any institution. 5 years ago, and this letter was written in 2015, so she's talking about 2010. 5 years ago, as the housing counselor at Access Living, is when I first met Miss Jones. I feel that I know Miss Jones quite well. She began working with me 5 years ago in an effort to find housing for the underserved disability community. She has showed up that she has showed us that she has had a considerable amount of responsibilities, but still had time to come to our group meetings and speak to our consumers about resources for people with disabilities. Ms. Jones takes the initiative to identify problems and devise solutions. Her role required strong communication skills, and she has shown that she not only has these skills, but that she also has the ability to inspire respect and cooperation in consumers. She has shown that she is a very intelligent person with the mind well suited to the world of business and management. I sincerely hope you give Miss Jones favorable consideration. If you need any information, just send her a message. So let me say, so Access Living, they're like, okay, so we've got 5 veterans in wheelchairs who need to move. Okay, who's paying the rent? Well, we have a subsidy that'll pay their rent. For how long? As long as they're there. Okay, good. So you know what that means, right? If an agency is paying the veterans rent, all I have to do is find them some place to live with an investor who says yes. So I go talk to my investors and let them know I got 5 homeless veterans in wheelchairs and they all need accessible units. I need 5 of them. Okay, that I've got an elevator building and I've got 5 units accessible and they can all have one. I'm a realtor. So what do I do as a realtor? Okay, good. Hey, Access Living, I need y'all to get the Paravan or however you're going to bring them all over so they can choose their unit. All right, as the realtor, I'm going to have them fill out this application. I need these documentations. I'm going to do the lease and invoice the investor to pay a commission for all 5. As the realtor, I'm the only realtor. That's it. That's 100% commission. I didn't have to split it with anybody because I didn't have to call a realtor to ask anything. So I have a master class that's coming this Thursday. I haven't even been advertising that because it's only for my private group. That's it. If you bought any of my books, and it's like 300 some of y'all on that list already, and more people like, I want to come, I want to come. Well, send me your name, your email address, and your phone number. You can email it to me if you're over here on oh, wait a second. Show comments on stage. All right. If you're over here on YouTube, LinkedIn, or Facebook, and I'll send you that private invite. And if you're over here on TikTok, just send me your name again, email address, and phone number. So that's access living, right? That's some of where the money came from. And then I flipped the page over to an investor. To whom it may concern, as a property owner and manager of over 900 apartments. That's right here. This is from AMG, and that's in this book. Oh, you don't have to be a realtor. Stick with me, Elaine. Stick with me because you're not, look, just stick with me. I'm telling you, it's so much information that you need to know about housing homeless veterans because you're thinking one way. You're thinking, okay, I'm just going to put them in a room. How long do you want them to stay in the room? How long do you want them to stay in the room? What's your population? So you still have to get into the book and decide that. Because once they leave the room, that you have your whole program set up and now they have graduated from your program, where are they going? I'm helping you transition. You can have your transitional housing, but where are they going after they transition? If you're trying to make them stay in that room forever, that's not what we're creating here, unless you're creating that the shared living for seniors who are never going anywhere except to the grave. And you still need a program for that. So it's not just putting people in a bed. So stick with me. Okay. So now AMG, I got all of these veterans in wheelchairs, and AMG over here is writing me a letter to say, as a property owner and manager, and this could be you too, Elaine, so just listen, of over 900 apartments. And you can say over 900 beds. I tell everybody, a housing homeless veterans, people think it's like it's linear, it's a straight line. No, it ain't. No, ma'am. No, sir. It's so many different levels to it. Because we have so many benefits. We have so many benefits that we don't have to stay in one place. It's so much. And that's why I break everything down in different books, because you have to go in all different directions. You're managing somebody's life, helping them maneuver from here to there and go to greatest heights, because we get all these benefits: federal benefits, state benefits, county benefits, local benefits, community benefits. So we don't have to stay in a bed. We don't have to stay in a room. We can transition to somewhere else using our benefits. And that's what the programs are. Okay, let me continue. So as a property owner and manager of over 900 apartments, keeping a high occupancy is a constant challenge. Yvette has been an instrumental part, and this was written back in 2012. Yvette has been an instrumental part of our business through her diligent leasing efforts in achieving that level. She carries herself with the utmost professionalism in a challenging and fast-paced environment. Her ability to provide quality customer service to her clients is one of her biggest strengths. I would recommend her to anybody looking for an outstanding leasing agent, as she has never missed a beat with our company. I look forward to working with Yvette for a very long time. So, as a realtor, you don't have to be a realtor. You can be the housing provider that I would call, or that you can call, Access Living. You can go and conduct your own. I teach you how to conduct your own workshops too. Say what? Yes, that's what I said in the books. So you have to take time and I'm teaching y'all everything that I have done in over 22 years, in staying consistent, persistent, and always getting paid, because nobody is asking anybody to house homeless veterans for free, not as long as it's billions of dollars in our community. But you have to learn. And that's the difference between us having homeless veterans and housed veterans. Those who take the time to learn how to house homeless veterans, be that as a concerned citizen, you want to be a housing provider for transitional housing or permanent housing. I can teach you how to go from, and you can maintain all these three types of housing. You can be a provider of transitional housing. Knowing these people have to transition and go somewhere, now you can be the provider of a rental unit and still get paid. Now they're like, you know what? I've gotten all of my benefits thanks to you, and now I want to buy a house. Well, who's fixing and flipping? Why can't you? Why can't you be the one to take a veteran from transition in your transitional veteran shared living to a rental unit that you own, and now they may be coming in with a HUD vash, to a property that you done bought, fixed it, and flipped it with this veteran in mind, because now this veteran has a VA loan. So why be selfish? Don't be, because that's not what I teach you how to do. I mean, other programs, you can watch every program you want to watch, and I have paid for some master classes just to see what they're doing, because we get so many benefits. Federal, we get, and I'm in Illinois, so this is the Illinois Department of Veteran Affairs, another set of benefits. So now you have federal benefits, you've got state benefits. This is Cook County. They have a really nice book out, Cook County Veterans Assistance Commission. So now we got three, the federal, wait a minute, the federal, the state, and the county. I'm not done. And then we have local resources and other benefits within our community that are not found in these books. So when I say, and this is not even all the benefits that we get, this is just from our local governments. Hey everybody, hey there out the mud. This is just our government. So when you say you want to do veteran shared housing and you want to put the veterans in beds, think about how can you help them achieve better lives. That's what the programs represent. And that's where the money is. And that's how you get paid. Not just, I got a bed. No. That's a motel. That's a rooming house. An independent share, I don't go see them until the month is out to go get my check. I might go see them once a week and take them out for, but what's the program? And for veterans, because we have so many benefits. How are you going to build out your program? Well, that's in my book. You don't even have to think about it. All you got to do is go get this book right here. And this book will teach you step by step by step. I want to thank y'all for being on today. I've got a special engagement to go catch my great nephew play the tuba. Is that the tuba? Yeah, that's the tuba. Or the bassoon, one of them. So I'm going to wrap it up. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. I think you do. If you don't, speak up now or forever hold your peace. But I'm going to say it again because my partner and I, out of Texas, Derek E. Green, CPPO, follow him too. Derek E. Green, CPPO, Certified Public Procurement Officer. Wonderful content. He talks about other things. I talk about this. And we don't like, we call them money grab. You want to grab some money and not put in the work because veterans need you. That's what this is all about. We want to use that money for the benefit of veterans. Moving them. I was a homeless female veteran, and back then we didn't have all these resources. It sucked. It was the most horrific thing that I went through in life, period. One of them, besides the domestic violence that caused me to be homeless. And that's another type of shared living model. You have women and men, veterans of domestic violence. So think about that model as well. Yep. So get my book and read it so that you can learn what you need to learn. Because as you see, when you come here, I ain't telling you nothing. Get educated and then come to my private group. And that's when the doors and the manna starts to come down from the sky. That's when I can really talk freely to people who want to be in the know. And you've proven that because you have purchased my books and you have read them so that you can be in the know. Because housing, taking care of homeless veterans, I mean, you raise children, then think about raising an adult with issues, a whole adult that you have to help navigate. I mean, it's a lot of work. So you want to put your money where your mouth is, go buy my books, and then you can get invited to my private group. Thank y'all so much for being here again. Once again, I'll see y'all later. Oh, if you have not, like to click to share and follow and touch that bell up there on YouTube, please do so at this time. Ciao for now.
Across America, too many of our heroes return home only to face another battle, the fight for stable housing. Veterans are overrepresented in the homeless population, often caught in a system that is complex, slow, and full of barriers. At VetMentors, we're changing that narrative. For over 20 years, we've been boots on the ground, not just identifying the problem, but building real solutions. That's why we created the U.S. Military Veterans Educational and Resource Guide book series, a groundbreaking collection designed to educate, equip, and empower. These guidebooks are written not only for veterans, but also for the communities, organizations, and leaders who serve them. From step-by-step housing models to funding strategies, this series gives social workers, case managers, realtors, and first responders the tools they need to act with speed, dignity, and impact. VetMentors believes housing is not charity. It's a mission, a responsibility, and a pathway to restoring honor. Every guidebook in this series is a resource designed to make sure no veteran is left behind, and no community has to say, "We didn't know how to help." This is how we turn challenges into victories. I'm Yvette Jones Swanson, Army veteran, CEO of VetMentors LLC, and I invite you to join us in rewriting the story for America's veterans.